Well, that was a mess. I don't even care about spoiling this movie because it's pretty bad and, like, nobody went to go see it. Like, it's the worst performing animated movie in theaters this year as far as a wide release goes. It did even worse than Arctic Dogs, and that's saying something. I thought about going to see Arctic Dogs because it's very similar to what Northern the North was being theatrically released, but I was like, I didn't really feel like it. But with this, I felt sort of obligated to because it is a blatant ripoff of the Lego Movie and trying to capture the same appeal that that movie had. And that movie is my favorite animated movie, like, ever. And this movie took everything the Lego Movie did the wrong way. It's such a hodgepodge mess of a movie. First off, the first 10 to 15 minutes are like in live action, and it's so weird because there's like a musical segment in that as well. By the way, this is a musical, and all of the songs are not good. And there's so many times where I'm thinking, wait, if this is supposed to be a musical, there's like very, very long segments in between songs. You kind of forget that it's a musical at some point. But anyway, the live action segment focuses on this girl who just graduated high school and she wants to travel to Europe and go backpacking rather than going straight to college. And she wants to ask her parents that, and it leads into a song that she sings with her brother, and then they play with Playmobil toys. By the way, they never actually say Playmobil in the entire movie. Though come to think of it, I don't think the Lego Movie actually says Lego throughout the entire movie. They say like bricks and stuff, I'm not sure if they actually say Lego. But that's beside the point. The beginning of this movie has such a huge tone shift, because after that little musical segment, there's these police officers at the door, and they say that her parents have been in an accident. It's such a giant shift in tone, and then it goes like a time skip to 4 years later, when she's like 22 and taking care of her brother, who is now 10. And her brother goes to sneak off and go to this toy convention that hasn't opened yet, so he's just in there where everything's being set up. And there's this huge setup of a bunch of Playmobil play sets. And the girl chases after him, and then they get sucked into the lighthouse into a Playmobil world, which is never really explained that well. I know there's the rule in cinema that you should show, not tell, but there's like no explanation with this at all. The Lego Movie had a good combination of both showing and telling. With this, it's like, oh, I guess we're toys now, and they could be like any kind of toy in general. Like, it doesn't have to be Playmobil. They could be just in just a weird toy world. But no, it's just all Playmobil just because. I guess because of the setup in this toy convention, but then it would be a lot more fun if it was like a toy convention where all the toys were in this world. Seriously, like the Toy Story world in Kingdom Hearts 3 is way more interesting than this entire world, since that level took place in a toy store, and that was fun. I don't really know any kid that would be like, oh yeah, let's go to the Playmobil world. And all of the worlds they visit are so generic, they just feel very basic, though I guess that's how Playmobil is. Like comparing the Western world in the Playmobil movie and the Western world in Lego, like Lego just blows it out of the water. Speaking of which, the animation is fine, the textures look okay, but again, Lego just looks better. The Lego Movie had some fantastic technology that made all the Lego look incredibly realistic. Whereas this is like, yeah, I can tell it's CG. And again, comparing the worlds in the Playmobil world are all already, like, interconnected. It's very strange. You have, like, sled dogs with a horse and buggy and cars on a highway. It's very weird and jarring just to see that without any explanation at all. Oh yeah, there's, like, fur texture on the horses. I don't know if, like, actual Playmobil toys have fur texture, because I never really played with them. But that was kind of odd. As far as characters go, they're not interesting, and I didn't really care for them at all. They have this one villain that's like a Roman emperor or whatever, but he wasn't a good villain at all. And you know how the commercials advertise Daniel Radcliffe as Rex Danger, one of the main characters in the movie? He's not a main character at all, he's barely in it. Also, that is if you actually saw any of the advertisements, because it didn't do well. There's also the sidekick character of Dell, who is helping the main girl character in this. And I think it would have been way more interesting if Dell was somebody that was trapped in this world, and he's also trying to get out. That would make for a way more interesting story, and I don't know why they didn't think of that. Because in this, the girl's just trying to find her brother, who is now in a Viking body in this world. but only because he was grabbing onto the Viking Playmobil toy when they were sucked into the lighthouse to the portal to the Playmobil world. It just wasn't very good, it was unfocused, and the characters, I didn't really like any of them. It's not like I hated any of them, they were just so boring. And not to mention, the writing in general was so boring, and the jokes, a lot of them just didn't land. One of the strongest aspects of the Lego Movie was its writing and its really, really fun characters. Like, I have these little figures here of them, because I love them so much, I just wanted to get some of the sets. I guess that's what the Lego Movie was trying to accomplish, was to, you know, get you to buy more Lego. But they actually know that Lego is a fun thing. Like, a lot of kids really love Lego, and a lot of people grew up with them, like me. I can see how they were trying to do that with Playmobil, the movie, but the thing is, Playmobil isn't that much of a charming brand compared to Lego. You can't just make a movie of just any brand and think it'll sell, because that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. The brand has to be interesting and likable. Playmobil has to be one of the most generic brands there is. And when you make a movie out of that, I guess you're gonna get a generic movie. That is just not interesting and pretty boring. People recognize the brand, but that doesn't necessarily that they connect with it. Unlike Lego, which a lot of people connect with, and Lego also has a bunch of other like brands within their brand they can make stuff of. But the thing is, the Lego Movie didn't lead with the fact that they can have a Lego Batman in the movie. They led with the Lego City, which a lot of people have fond memories of building Lego City sets, which is their own brand. And then they led into the Old West, which a lot of kids remember having old Wild West sets. It seems like Playmobil was trying to do that with the Vikings and the West and the other stuff that they have in there, but it just didn't connect. Speaking of which, is there going to be a Connects movie next? I guess not before the Mega Bloks movie. I'm joking about those, by the way. Don't do that. The Lego Movie did something really special, and I think a lot of people took the wrong lesson from it. And the people who made this movie, I think definitely did. I don't think there will be anything quite like the Lego Movie again, other than other Lego movies, like Lego Batman, which was fantastic, and Lego Movie 2, which I really liked, and Lego Ninjago. By the way, I wonder if they added songs into this because they heard that Lego Movie 2 was going to be a musical. So that's why they put songs in. But yeah, Playmobil the movie wasn't good. Don't go see it. Don't even, like, attempt to see it, because it's already doing bad. Let them know that they did bad. And if you want to know more about why I love the Lego Movie so much, check out this video I did earlier in the year about why I love it so much, and why in general that it works so well. So if you did attempt to go see Playmobil the movie, tell me down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Well, by now we're getting a bit used to winter. We're like soldiers in the middle of a campaign, growing hardened to discomfort and better able to take